Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Emerald County. Today, we are back in Franklin Heights. That isn't going to be the name of this little town anymore, though. This town is going to be renamed to Applesby. Oh yeah, Applesby. And it's called Applesby because the Eden Project's over here. Make the connection. There's a connection to be made there, I think. I'm pretty sure there is a connection to be made there, but I just like the name Applesby. I think it's quite nice, it's quite pleasant, and certainly does the job. As for this road, I'm actually starting to think maybe, just maybe, we should, for one, definitely have made this a regional, a separate train station for regional trains would have been a good idea, because this one here is in here clogging things up a little bit. But what I guess we can do is go to here, and if I go to trains and I go to the unlimited line, I will take some trains off of it. We'll take 4 out of there. We'll take it down to 6 trains on that line, and hopefully that will help things just a little bit. There's the regional train leaving. How many people actually use this? 204 people actually use that train station. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of people. Okay, well, what I'd like to do is, I think, for one, I am gonna go ahead and put in a pedestrian crossing just there-ish. I think that seems like a good spot. So if we do that, we can do the same on this side, I suppose. And then I want to come in with a little bit of a... We'll go for an actual paved path just there. And I'm gonna do something similar just there, I think. That is technically connected to the road. Let's just go like that and that way and sort of along to connect to there. So that way people can get about much easier. We're gonna see a lot of people using this path instead of having to walk the whole way around. And this seems good, letting people cross here. In fact, I'm gonna go so far as to turn on traffic lights at both of those crossings so that people don't, you know, get run over. It does make sense, and it is a very, very busy train station there. So many people waiting for a train. I'm actually curious to have a look at Castle Rock and see if it's got a busy station as well. Yeah, 444 people. That is ridiculous. Those are some serious numbers. But that's alright. I'll tell you what we need, though, out here in Appleby. We absolutely need to decorate this place a little bit more. We need to get some trees in here. We also need to get a small industrial space, and I'm thinking that could maybe go in here, or possibly in this little space here, actually. Also, the reason you're seeing so many trees in the roads here is that this highway wasn't actually on the map by default when I first booted it up. This highway was actually placed by me because there was an empty connection to the region, so I sort of brought it down this way and connected it there. So yeah, that highway and that connection didn't exist before I played this map, but I think this could be a nice little spot for some industrial zoning. It's off the highway, it's far enough away from town that it's able to be its own little thing. I think that could be nice, I do. Could also be nice to expand this town a little bit. Expand it out towards the railroad or something and get a little bit more residential zoning in there. I also need to remember to turn Demand Master on. I keep forgetting to do that. There we go. Okay, so I reckon we could fill the town out a little bit more. I could put some industry over there, but I kind of like the idea of leaving that free. And something else I'd like to do today is maybe look into planning a city, because I really like this space here, this big open space. I think that could be really nice for a city. I also kind of like, I like the idea that from, like, say here, just along that little section there, up and to the coast and all around there, and sort of this space in here could all be my city. So the city is basically over the river. I think that could be really good. I really, and why is that a regional? That is a regional train. Interesting that that's wound up being a regional train. That's a tram that I can have on the lines there. So that's That is very, very strange, but kind of cool to see. It's also really cool seeing it go through everything like this, going out this way. Does it go out of the map? I don't think it does. Oh, man. It is a really beautiful map. I'll give it that. There we go. It's turning off. It's going this way. Up and over the bridge, of course. And then down this way. And into the station. 5 passengers out of 222. There we go. We are having some issues with jobs and all that stuff over here, of course. We are having some issues with garbage and all that, so I do think we want to get on with the industrial zone. So let's see what we can do. It doesn't really need to be anything hugely impressive. If anything, I'm probably going to bring it off of this road here a little bit, so rather than it having a highway connection, it is technically connecting to a highway. A national road is technically a section of highway, but I kind of like the idea that we would, you know, just have it connect off of here. I think that seems like a better idea. So let's just go like that. And sort of bring it through these trees a little bit to about there. So it sort of winds through there. I like that. I think it's quite nice. Now all we need to do is work out how exactly we're gonna make this work. Because it might be a cool idea to... It might be a real... Hold on, does that have... I guess that technically... I don't know if that actually has a regional... I've never seen any cargo trains come in here. I don't... At least I don't think I've seen any cargo trains come in here. You know what? I think I might be right. I don't think any cargo trains go to that station. It sure as hell doesn't seem like it, which is curious. But I guess that's okay. I guess what I'll do is we can... I'll put a cargo train station out here. I'll connect it to that line and see if the two stations ship stuff back and forth to each other. Because if they do, that would be super, super useful. So let's see if we can design a beautiful little industrial zone. Okay, well this took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I kind of like what we have here. It's basically a nice big shipping yard. We've got the two ways that the train can go there. Really, it's only going to go one way, but I do really enjoy how this looks. I do actually have an idea that I'm kind of excited to try in just a second, but I want to place a few more shipping containers about here just to make the yard look a little bit busier down this end, because there's not really much going on up this end of the yard anyway, so just get a few containers here and there to fill out some space, just make it look like there is actually something to do down at this end of the yard. So then we get a few boxes like that. We'll get a few stacks of barrels in the corner, and maybe a roll of whatever that is. Get some of that as well. That looks okay. That just adds a little bit of something in there. And I like it. So, my idea. Well, my idea is actually to do something that I've done before. I've done this before in my casino strip let's build. I made a construction yard. I would like to do that again because I have all of these vehicles. I have the tipper, I have the road paver, I have the road roller, I have the small loader, I have all of these different things. And I think it could be really interesting to toy around with these. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a little construction site here, and I'm going to make one somewhere else in just a moment. But I want to sort of toy around with this idea first. So first things first, I suppose, is I don't really want basketball court detail or decals or whatever. I want the sand is what I want. We want a small brush for this so I can just come in. Let's up the strength a little bit and go for an even smaller brush so I can just get a nice little bit of sand in there. No, hold on. There we go. All right, that's what I want to see. A bit of sand there just to make it look like a bit of a construction yard. Okay, that seems good to me. I will actually take out the zoning there as well because we can consider this whole thing to be the construction yard. And if I go to terrain editing and I go to this and I get a really, really tiny brush, like if I go for size 10, oh, you can't go to 10. Can you go to 15? Is 29 really the smallest you can go? I think it might be. What about 20? No, 29 is actually the smallest. So if I go... okay. Well, that's not quite what I wanted. That's fine, though. If I go like this and I go to strength, like 0.08, and I get something like that, and I grab the leveling tool and I sort of just drag it a little bit like that, and sort of just flatten out some space. If I do that kind of thing, and then maybe go like that and like that, just to make it a little bit more of a smooth slope. So there is noticeably a dip there, which is fine. What I want to do is come in with, maybe not those rocks, but in with something like, say... Now, give me some rocks that are going to work with this. Apparently none of those are going to work with this. That's fine. I'll put some rocks like this in here to mask that hideous texture there. So if I do this just around that little space, I basically want to make something that looks like it's been dug up a little bit. And I can do some stuff as well that's going to make this look like it's being filled in places. But I like the idea that this area down here would have a lot of rocks or something in it. I'm not quite sure what use these they would have with rocks on a building site like this. But I think it's going to look better for it, basically. I really think it's going to look much, much better if I put these rocks here as opposed to just leaving that horrendous texture on display. I think that texture is actually part of the map theme that I'm using. So that's not actually the game, that's the theme. So that should do, that's fine. What I'll also do is there anything else I can throw in there? I don't really think there is. I mean, I could throw in an abandoned factory. That's actually not a terrible idea in general, throwing in something like an abandoned factory. Or an abandoned small... Oh. I want to throw more abandoned stuff about here. I think that could be really fun. But we'll see. We'll get to that eventually. What I'd like to do first is come in with concrete block 1. We also have concrete block or concrete support. So if I go to there, that's not quite rotated the way I'd like it to be. So if I rotate it that way, I think that's right. That's close enough. And I just put a few of these along here. They're not going to be in a perfectly straight line, but that's okay. Do a few along there. Then do a few just down this way as well. Like so. And if I come down this side as well, I'm going to try and get these as lined up as I possibly can. No promises that it's going to be precise, but we're never really going to look at this again once it's finished. So that's fine. Then we want to go 1, 2, 3. And that's close enough, I think. I'll put one in the middle as well, which is roughly there. So that should be fine. I'll take 1 or 2 out, actually, so we sort of have access. I'll put some planks just in there, and I'd like to put a cable reel just sort of there. So that should be fine. That does the job. I'll put a small concrete support. Actually, we'll take that one out of the middle. We'll put the slightly bigger one just there in the middle of the structure. There we go. So that should be fine. That should do the job. I'll put some of those down there to make it look like they've maybe broken something or whatever's going on. That's an industrial gate. Ooh, that could be really good there. I didn't really think I'd be putting an industrial gate there, but I'm going to put an industrial gate there. That looks so good. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I guess now we need to put fences around the whole thing, which is going to suck, but it's necessary to make this work. So let's go for a bit of an angle on that one, so it goes around the road. This one's going to go just... I won't make you watch me do all of this, but, well, I say I won't make you watch me do all of this. I'll maybe time-lapse it. We'll see. Okay, I might have got carried away ever so slightly and decided to build the entire thing during a time-lapse. That said, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I absolutely adore it. I think it looks excellent. That said, I would also like to look into getting some little barriers, because there are those. Those are what I'm looking for. I want to put those just between the little barrier things there. There we go, and I'll put one just at the end as well. And I'd also like to go into lights, because for one, I want to get, there's a certain little light, this little red one here. I want to get this little red light and sort of put it inside those barrels. I'll go with the orange ones instead. Just a little orange light inside those barrels, so they light up and flash a little bit. Because it would be nice to put those orange lights on top of the barrels, but I can't really do that. So if I just hit play, do you see... Yeah, you do see them flashing. You can absolutely see those lighting up, which is kind of cool. So what I'll also do is... I need to pause the game again. Is I would like to... What is that? Is that a bus shelter? I can get bus shelters? When did I get these? New streetlight, medium avenue streetlight... new streetlight, small taxiway light. Okay, so that's for airplanes and stuff. I assume that's runway light. Don't really want a runway light. Avenue light, not really interested. See, what I'm looking for is something I can... I have bus stops. Why did I not know this? I'm looking for lights I can put in here that are going to look like they sort of belong in the construction site. So... maybe just something like that. That kind of weird looking light there. Because obviously, I mean, I have no idea what this light is. I don't know what it looks like. I've never seen it before. But if I put one there and I put one, say, there, for example, that lights up a couple of important areas. So that should be fine. Just a couple of lights about the construction site. Put one there as well. I like it. I really, really like that construction site. I think it looks excellent. It fills in that space really nicely. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool, if I say so myself. I'm actually really chuffed with that. Okay, so what we need to do now is, of course, make a connection to over here, because we do have these wind turbines, and I reckon this industrial area is gonna also have wind power. So I'll put a couple more wind turbines. Then I will run this, turn prop and tree anarchy off, run that to there, and basically run it just straight across for the time being until I... Actually, you know what? Forget that. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and put in these. A whole bunch of these, because these look absolutely excellent. So we want to go that way. There we go. So those bridge the gap really nicely. They look much better than the tall pylons that you can get. So we should see, yeah, that entire area has electricity. Beautiful. We're going to see a lot of traffic coming in this way, of course, but that's fine. I adore this. I absolutely adore that construction site. I'm so chuffed with that. What we'll do, I suppose, is we're going to need to, I'm going to just go with another level crossing, I think. So we'll bring that train out this way. I want to sort of bring it over towards the road a little bit. This road, by the way, you know what? We're going to get rid of some of this road. I'm going to redo it because it's annoying me. It's a really ugly road. I don't know what I was thinking with it. So let's just pull a bunch of this out to about there, I think. Yeah, that's... Well, no, go to about there. So that's fine. What we'll now do is just come back a little further. Go with the regular highway road. And I'm just going to curve it down as best I can, like that. Just give it one nice big curve, give it another nice big curve, and have it connected there. So that's fine. There's a little bit of a kink in it there. I might be able to get rid of that. There we go. A little bit of a kink there, but that's fine. So now I just need to bring this whole section of highway back in a similar manner. So if I go to there, that seems good to me. Okay, that seems pretty good. Bring it around. Getting there. Oh, easy does it. There we go. Okay, bring it to there. This looks... Yeah, that looks about even. I like it. I like that. That's a much nicer highway. Okay, so what we'll do is this train line can come straight across and curve alongside the highway, because I absolutely love how that looks. I love just seeing the cars going along and the trains going past, and it just looks excellent. So that's where that's going to go. That's going to sort of go that way a little bit. That's going to go to it there a little bit. To it there a little bit. Going to come around that way a little bit. That looks fine. It can actually go under all of this as well. So this is actually going to work out fairly perfectly, in fact. So if we go to there and ever so slightly curve it that way, underneath all of that, and then straight to about that point. Okay, so we now curve it up like this, bring it to there, and we're good. Okay, same with this side. We come out a little bit like so. We curve it like so, and connect it to there. And that seems fine. So that connects all the way down to there. That looks absolutely excellent. I love that. I really want to see some cargo trains on this, though. I wanna see some cargo trains spawning. Where? There we are. There's Castle Rock. So are we gonna see any cargo trains here? I don't even know if this thing gets used. I really don't. I know it's not in a great place for a start, so that should be... It'll be interesting to see if any... Oh, there we go. There's a vehicle using it. There's a few vehicles using it, which is nice. So we might see a cargo train spawn on this, which would be super great. Oh, there we go. So where are you going? You're going to Canmore. Oh, so you're not going to the other place. That's fine. Where are you going? You're going to that cargo train terminal. Now you're going to my other cargo train. Oh, we're following you. All right, let's go. I really need to get the first person mod again. I had it for a while, but I don't at the moment, so we're going to have to be stuck like this. Also, I'll do 2 times speed, just so we get there kind of quickly, but we also get to see the journey. Oh, this looks excellent. Look at this. It's coming over this way. There's a regional train coming in. That's fine. Going over all of this, which is fine by me. Then going over... Speed things up a little bit there. Going over that bridge, going over that beautiful bridge. Coming down, then we're going to go off this way. Oh, another train going in that way. There's a lot of trains going that way, in fact. That's interesting. This road make it very busy very quickly. But look at that. How great does it look with all those trains doing their thing? And then the train comes in, that one's going to leave. And there we go. Does that actually that functions beautifully. Look at that. That's amazing. I want to see a vehicle going in there, though. So do you just... I mean, you're not going to go in there. You're going to turn around. I need to see a vehicle go in there that's, like, actually... That works so well. Oh, I love that. Then I assume this is working okay. Yeah. This whole space is working pretty well. I mean, in terms of... In terms of workers, not so much, because we didn't really bother to expand Applesby. But I really love this. I really, really love this. I'm actually going to make this a district as well. We're going to need a name for this, ladies and gentlemen. It could be Applesby Industrial, but you guys seem to like the idea of changing Castle Rock Industrial to be... what was the name? It's a type of tree, the Alder Industrial Space. So this is a little bit further away from Applesby than Alder Industrial is to Castle Rock. So what are we going to go for with this? It's currently Birdsong Heights. I think we can all agree that's not a great name. So... yeah, it is going to be up to you guys to name this new space. Also, going to pave the roundabout. And I'll do it a different way so it works a little better. I'm going to pave the roundabout just simply because I think it could look a little bit better, which I think we can all agree it certainly does. Get those corners so it's a nice circle of concrete. And then in the middle of that, I need to get some decorations. So let's see... what exactly we could do. Now, for one, that National Road doesn't actually have lights on it. I guess since it's never going to be nighttime, we don't need to worry about it too much. Although I did mention in the comments of the previous episode that eventually we will absolutely look at everything around here at nighttime. And I'm going to keep my word on that. Eventually we will have a look at Emerald County at nighttime. I'm just not really... ready to do that just yet. I don't really want to look at it at nighttime because I want to see a much more finished product by the time we get around to doing that, so... it's going to be a little while before we have a look at Emerald County at nighttime. And apparently my throat's wanting to, pack in a little bit. That's great. What if I did a bunch of these around the roundabout? How would that look? If I did one there. Then I did one... they're at different heights. That's a problem. Yeah, that's not really going to work, is it? Okay. What about some trees? Not necessarily those giant ones, but something like those ones in a couple of places. Or, I guess I could do bushes, couldn't I? I could do a bunch of bushes around here. Let's give that a shot. If I just hold click... hold on, let's up that to about 95. If I just sort of hold click, I can do this. If I also turn off prop and tree anarchy, I can probably do it... no, I can't do it in a better way. Okay. They are all different sizes, which is a bit of an issue. But I think that kind of looks okay-ish. It'll be easy enough to delete them if it doesn't once we've got a sort of finished product here. So if we come around this way, we'll come around this way a little bit. Fill in that space, ever so slightly fill in that space. It is actually blocking some road signs, which is... less than ideal, but I want to see how that looks. Not spectacular, I think is a fair observation of this. But I don't mind it that much. I think getting some bigger bushes into a few places will make it look better. I think that looks... that's getting there. Filling out that space could help. Filling out this side a little bit could help. Yeah, I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. I think putting some trees in there might also help. So if I put a tree there, put a tree there, put a tree there, put a couple of different trees out there as well, just to shake it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I kind of like it. I think it looks a bit different. As for all the spaces in between all these buildings, I mean, along here, I think I'm gonna do... quite simply a pedestrian path, just because it's the easiest thing to do in that space. There's not really much detailing I want to do in there, and I think it just helps that little space in general. So we'll want to obviously come in with the little paintbrush that we have here. And make that look beautiful. Do I want to connect it to the back of those buildings? I guess I could. I don't see why not. So just bring this along to connect all of the paving. That looks beautiful. And of course, we're going to want to get a bit of pedestrian path going to there as well. So that looks fine to me. Maybe filling in that space could be a good idea too. And so give me that small brush there to fill in all of that. There we go. And this space here, I guess I am also going to fill in, but I'm going to put some stuff on this. So if I fill that to about there and there and fill in these spaces, what we can do is go to the industrial stuff, or maybe not the industrial stuff. I don't know if it is actually in the industrial category. Maybe I could put some construction building. Oh, wait a minute. Where did my... Oh, my little road things disappeared. That's a shame. Okay. I'm not entirely happy about that. I'll put a construction vehicle just there. Then if I go to... Where is it? This, I think there are container stacks. 2-lane security barrier. What about a 1-lane security barrier? That's a closed one. Is there a 1-lane security barrier? That'd be nice. Be super, super useful 1-lane security barrier. So I could technically put that across there as well. I kind of wish there was a closed one, though. Okay, that's fine. Where are the containers? Container stacks. This is what I'm looking for. So that's not what I'm looking for. That's a lot of stacks of containers. I guess we'll chuck that there. Sort of just in the middle of nowhere, I suppose. That seems fine. Then I should actually have a stacker as well. Maybe it's in here, though. I'm pretty sure I do have a actual container stacker thing. Or maybe it's not in there. Maybe it is with all of this stuff. I could swear I have one. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. So that can sort of sit there, I guess. Looks fine to me. And I guess I just want to fill in this this roadway again. Alright, there we go. A little bit more detail in there. We have these traffic barrels in place as well, which actually seem to work really well. It seems that the trucks and all the vehicles just about avoid them, so that's nice. Nothing going on in there, obviously, because it is just a construction site, but I absolutely love how this looks. I do think it needs a little bit of detail here and there. So we probably do want to come in with a tree brush, a fairly small one though, a fairly weak one of that, and just fill in a bunch of these spaces. Even though, actually, I was going to say even though they'll be polluted, they won't be. We have the Eden project. So if we just fill in all of that, we can get a nicely built up industrial space with a bunch of green space, which I think looks absolutely beautiful. Let's get some lighter trees in there if we can, just a couple of them. There we go. Oh, I pressed a button. There we go. I like it. I really, really like that. It's a fairly small industrial space. It has a construction site that looks absolutely awesome. I'm absolutely overjoyed with this. I really, really love how this this construction site looks. That little... I mean, it's got a tree in it. But the little construction site is absolutely my favorite thing. I love this so much. It's so cool. So if we come over to Applesby here, we have this roundabout which has some empty green space. We have this space here which is all empty. And we have this empty triangle as well as, you know, this empty space too. I really like the idea of perhaps adding in just a little park here. I think that could look absolutely lovely and be a great way to fill in the space. I've also noticed in the bottom here, I am minus 39,555 right now. I guess you're not really supposed to have something like the Eden Project and the medical center when you have 4,000 people that live in your, well, city, in a way. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. As you are probably aware, we're not really building up Emerald County to balance the books. We're building up Emerald County to attempt to make something absolutely beautiful, which I think we're managing. I use the word absolutely beautiful. I will take that one back because I'm very critical of my own work, which is probably a major fault of mine, to be honest. But I don't necessarily think Emerald County is entirely beautiful. I mean, this design isn't great. It's a bit of a mess. But what I'm really enjoying is stuff like this. You know, just spending a bit more time detailing streets, you know, if we go over to Castle Rock, you've got stuff like this, where some of the buildings have gone a bit weird, but that's fine. Those are actually level 5 buildings. That's curious. Did I lock each of you individually? Are you guys outside of the district? You might be. That's peculiar that those buildings have gone to level 5, when I'm pretty sure I've locked that district to level 4. So that's a bit odd. Maybe if I just do that kind of thing with the district and sort of bring the district zoning down a tiny little bit. Like that. Will that bulldoze those buildings? Because, yeah, there we go. Alright, so bulldoze those. I'll keep these buildings here. But yeah, it's stuff like this, you know, just spending that bit of time to make these areas look really nice and really good and detailed. And these guys are going to leave soon if we don't get a garbage truck over here. We are having garbage issues. That is something to point out. Mostly because all the garbage trucks from here were briefly servicing Applesby. So that's what was going on there. That's that guy. That's his problem sorted. But yeah, Castle Rock is beautifully detailed. You know, there's trees everywhere. Certain areas are paved and look really good. Look how many people are moving about as well. That's all because of the train station as well. Just so many people walking about and doing their thing. I really do just love the look of this. We could actually build another little housing area here if we wanted to for this new industrial zone. But what I'll do first is, for one, I'm gonna put a bus... So what is this? It's the bus depot. That's the word I was looking for. Bus depot. I want to put a bus depot just out here. Somewhere. I think here could maybe work. So if we just put it right at the end of that road, get ourselves a nice new bus depot. Let me grab the trees and get them out to the building. There we go. So get a new bus depot. And I want to get a couple of bus lines around here. So we're going to have a bus that goes, say, it can stop at the station. It can go down to there. It can go into pretty much the middle of town. It can have a stop there, and it can loop around. It can have a stop up there as well, and go to there. So that is going to be the Apples, A-P-P-L-E-S, Applesby Circle is what that is. And then what I also want is a bus that goes from there to there. That's fine. This is going to be a bit of a weird one, but it's going to go to the station, from the center of town to the station, and then to the industrial space. So it can go to there. There can be a stop there. Then I want it to... Oh god, it's a weird line. Just meet there, basically. So that is going to be the Applesby... I'll just call it the Applesby Industrial Express. There we go. Applesby Industrial Express. Then if we select the types, we're going to want the regular bus for that, which is fine. If we go to the bus lines, actually, we've got the... Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I haven't been naming those correctly. So that's supposed to be L5. L5. There we go. That's not a 5. That is... It's definitely not a 5. L5 and... No, wait. That's L4. God, I cannot count. L4 and... We want to go there. L5. There we go. Alright, so that's fine. I selected bus, and we want to select the types and go to bus, so that should be fine. Okay. So, I guess what we'll also do is have a bus that starts there and goes from Applesby to Castle Rock, basically. And it can stop sort of middle of Castle Rock, I suppose, so it can stop there. So Applesby to Castle Rock, that's a ridiculous line. It's going to have a lot of buses on it by default, which is going to be hell to delete. There we go. So that is L6, Applesby, I cannot spell Applesby to Castle Rock. There we go. And that type is going to be the... We'll go for the Route Master. There we go. And that line can be... I think the inter-town lines can all be the same color. So I'm going to go for a very bright... We'll go for orange. We'll go for a nice sort of ConflictNerd orange, which I haven't got exactly there. I don't remember the color code for ConflictNerd orange. I really should. Well, it's not really ConflictNerd orange anymore, is it? But that'll do. We've got a nice orange there. How many buses? 42 buses by default. There's one right there. Let me delete a few of those. That's a little bit too many. Target gap 670 meters. Maybe not. Maybe we want rid of a few of those. All right, there are 10 express buses. There's one of them there. Looks absolutely beautiful. Nice big orange route master heading out to do his thing. We're gonna see a lot of buses pop out of this this depot, which is okay. That's fine. Some of them actually popping around here to do their thing. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of people using those. That would be absolutely excellent. I think to wrap things up today then, I mean, we have this little park here that I never really finished. So if we come in here and go to here, what we'll do is get just a couple of these along here. I think that could look really nice. And we'll get ourselves a nice fancy bench, which can go just there. And we'll get another one just there. That looks fine to me. And I don't know if I want this this pavilion here. I always put that everywhere, but there is another pavilion I have somewhere. Not quite sure where it is, but it's amongst all of this. And if I could find it, that'd be excellent. I think it's near the sheds. I think it's amongst... That's a small greenhouse. Not really what I'm looking for. Shed, CCTV camera pole. It's here somewhere. Small skip. Bicycle stand. We could go with a bicycle stand. I think that would be nice. What if I put a bicycle stand just by the train station, like just beside it? There's a little bit of detail there. I think that could be nice. Just a little bicycle stand there to just add to it. Bicycle shelter is also a good bet, but maybe that can go somewhere else. That could maybe go there, actually. Right at the end of that car park could be a great place for a bicycle shelter. So I just put that in there. That seems good. Do I have this pavilion? That's a CCTV camera. I don't want the camera. That's a camera. That's a trailer. There's got... Where is this? I saw it when I was building the... When I was putting together the construction site. I saw there was this pavilion thing. Let's not worry about it for the time being. I'm just going to add a grill thing to that pathway there, because I think that could look kind of nice. I'll also put a little... I guess a vending machine outside of the train station could be a nice bet too, so we'll just put one of those there. Is that a... Look like Pepsi. We'll get an information kiosk somewhere. I'm not quite sure where that could go. I guess, again, sort of beside the grill thing. Could be useful, so we put that there. Little kiosk like this. Can go there as well, I suppose. We'll just put a few little kiosks along that. What's this? That's shopping cart shelter, not really what I'm looking for. That's a bicycle stand. That's a statue. Oh, that could go right there. I think having that statue right in the middle there could look really nice. Yeah, I like that. Now all we need to do, get some little shrubs around that. Up the strength a little bit so we can get some nice detailing in there like so. Let me get some trees into some of that space as well. Come on, get some trees in there. I want more trees in there. Come on. Okay, I'll place them bloody manually. Forget it. I want one there, 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 and there. And I want rid of that one and that one. Okay, that actually immediately helps things look a little bit better. I really, really do like that. Let me just add some trees around there. And bring some trees up in there. Give me some big trees too. Just to make things up, mix things up a little bit. Lower the strength significantly though. And get a few of those in, get a few of those in. Fill up that space a little bit. And I think I'll still expand Applesby, but we have been going for a little while here. That is going to be a park, so I'm going to just clear that out. I think I will still expand it out this way a little bit, but again, we've been going for a while this episode, so what I'll do is I think I'll leave it for there. I think I'll leave it there for today is what I was trying to say there. Because I'm really happy with this. I really enjoy how Applesby is looking. I'm really liking this space here. I think the whole thing looks great. So, thank you again for watching. This has been Emerald County. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.